Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to look at the Cadenza from Aranjuez Adagio. Now this was requested by a couple of subscribers, and I have done previous videos on Aranjuez. I've done a couple of videos on the first movement, but in order to get the second movement going, which is probably more in the intermediate advanced range going, I thought we'd have a look at the first cadenza, which is probably the most accessible part of the whole concerto. The concerto is quite an advanced piece of music written by Rodrigo, who wasn't a guitarist, and he tended to write really interesting but difficult harmonies. And these harmonies and the fingerings and the chords in this cadenza reflect how challenging the whole piece is. But nonetheless, it's very iconic. It's a really well-known theme, which is worth learning if you're learning some Spanish guitar and some classical guitar. So let's have a look at the cadenza from the Adagio of Concerto De Aranjuez. The Adagio itself is in B minor and has this classic opening like this. So, you know, it's a classic B minor opening. So in the cadenza, we're going to go to E minor. Rodrigo transposes or modulates to E minor and brings this melodic idea, which we hear at the start of the Adagio, to the bass. So we're going to start here on the fifth string with playing with the thumb. It's a pull off to start with, so it's a slur, and whenever we play this motif, we're going to use a slur. And then, so the bass melody will be accompanied by or punctuated by different chords. So the first chord is E minor. So we're going to start with. So what you want to do is just do a strum, a slow kind of roll with a thumb. So the tempo of this movement is 44 beats per minute, which is very slow, less than a beat per second. So you could probably count it in 88. So it's just kind of a slow quaver movement. And that's going to be really crucial in terms of the timing. So you might go 1 and 2. So that'll be the timing for the crotchets, for the chords. So we start with this bass melody and it's literally that slow. So we've got an upbeat and a downbeat. And then the next part of the melody. So we move from B to C to D, and we play 4 Ds in a row, playing D on the 5th and D on the 4th string twice. And then followed by another roll, which is kind of an A minor 6 chord, including all the open strings. And then we come back. We've got a little triplet. Okay, this is all the melody in E minor. And as soon as we start playing faster, I start playing with fingers. Now, the next bar, which is bar 3, we have a pull off to open string from F sharp to D. A little triplet. Alright, so it's. Okay, the next chord now is an E minor, but we add a C on top. Okay, so E minor with a C. Lots of triplets. So when we do the F, E, F, we're going to do that with our second finger, and here comes the most challenging chord. So we have to play and look at the chord diagram for this. It's kind of characteristic of Rodrigo's chords, because he'll write the chord and then you have to try and work out how to play it. So it's F sharp, C natural, E, A, D sharp, E. And the way I play it is the 2 at the top, and then 3, and then with my first finger I'm barring the next 2 notes, and then the 4, and then open. Now if you can find another way to play that chord, great. I haven't been able to, because if I try and bar that, I still need to have the open. It's very hard to get a bar chord without the top open string, so I would play it like that. Let's keep on going. It's kind of an F sharp, half diminished. Okay, then we're going to go. Remember that semiquavers are played twice as fast as quavers, so the quavers are going like this. Da, da, da. Okay, then we have a much easier chord, an E minor with a D sharp at the top. that kind of completes that first part of the cadenza. And we start to move up, so we can put a bit of crescendo. Okay, so all triplets. So that means you're playing three semiquavers in the time of one quaver. So this pulse, da 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 da, and then it's semi-demi-quaver or demi-semi-quaver. We have a C major 7, so we're sort of moving into slightly different harmonic territory. Now we're going D, C, D. So because D is an open string, we're going to play D on the 5th to get the pull off. Then we have our B minor chord with some open strings. Use that chord diagram at the top to kind of work out where the notes are if you can't necessarily read the notes. And then we've got, alright, so that's our semiquavers, which are, and then we go into demi-semiquavers, which is da 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 da. Alright, so you might want to practice that a little bit slowly. If you want to put some slurs in there, you can. They're not written in though, so probably only want to do that if you're struggling with the tempo of it. So from the bar before, then we have a really slow triplet, which is over three notes over the one beat, and then again the semi-demi-quavers. And then we have a B7 kind of chord with some open strings. Move to C in the bass, and then back to our E minor. So just to recap, lots of open chords with a few added extensions. We have our A minor 6, we have our E minor with a C on top, with an added C. We have our really tricky F sharp half diminished chord, our E minor with the D. So there's some really beautiful chords in this, which is part of the beauty of this piece, is the interesting chords with the open strings. And these chords are supporting a melody in the bass. And a lot of that material comes from what's already been previously played either by the soloist or the orchestra. Don't forget that if you want to work on the timing, you can use the play along tracks on my blog at latinguitarmastery.com, and you can slow down the tracks and you can listen to the original as well. I hope that helps get you started on the Concerto De Aranjuez, a really famous concerto. But this cadenza offers like an accessibility into the world of Rodrigo, which for the intermediate player or for someone who's trying to stretch their technique a little bit. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and joining my Latin guitar journey. And that's it for me. And thanks for all the comments and the feedback's really great to get that, and it motivates me to keep on going. So see you next time.